So I have finished the ribbing, and actually, to be honest, I have done this twice now, because I just started the pattern part, and then I thought I'd screwed it up, so I ripped it all out, and then it turned out I hadn't screwed it up, so I've just knit the ribbing twice, which is my favorite thing to do, is knit something twice. But that seems to be the way these gloves are going, so whatever. Okay, so I've got the ribbing done, and this is like what you'd find on a sweater, sleeve, or glove, wrist, or like the brim of a hat, a toque. Anytime you want something that's gonna be snug and elastic. Now what I'm gonna do is switch to my slightly bigger needle. This one is a 4.5mm wide needle. This one's 5.5mm. And again, because I want this finger part to be snug, it's knit on slightly smaller needles than the rest of the glove. So I'm going to push these stitches up onto this needle, and I'm going to knit off of this needle onto this one, and on this one, because this is the left hand, so it's going to be like this. Thumb opening is going to be on this side, pattern is going to be on the top here, so I'm going to be knitting my pattern on this back needle, and this is just going to be knit, straight knit stitches. And then I'm also, later on, I'll do a little bit of shaping to hug the wrist, but I doubt I'll put that in a video, because each of these gloves takes about an hour and a half to make, when I'm not, stopping and describing what I'm doing. So, yeah, I'm just going to probably knit like the first few rows of the pattern, maybe up until the thumb opening, and then I'll probably stop. And again, I'm sorry for this little bits of fluff and stuff. I'll make sure that they all get taken out as I go. But you know that I have animals, so. Alright. And again, on this back one, I'm going to switch to a bigger needle, and then just put these smaller needles aside. So this first one, I'm just going to set up the pattern. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 purl stitch, and then 9 knit stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another purl stitch. I don't know why this isn't. 3, 4. I don't know why this isn't working exactly properly. If it weren't for the fact that I was doing this on the video, you wouldn't even be able to tell, but something's weird. On the other one, well, they're not going to be perfect. But that's the beauty of handmade, right? On the other one, let me just see actually. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That's why this wasn't working. It looks like I've shifted all of this stuff back so that. Okay. me just undo this row. When you want to undo a row, you can either just rip the stitches out and pick them up, but if it's just one row like this, I'm just going to unknit it. So basically I'm going to knit these stitches. I'm going to go into the stitch. See how the sun's going down? I'm going to go into the stitch below the one on the needle. Let this one come out and take it off. And then going back onto my left needle. So that I can knit them again. So, let me just think here. 6. Yeah, okay, so alright. Again, I'm sorry, it's kind of improvising the pattern that I used for the girl size gloves. Honey, be quiet. So I'm going to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then now it should line up. Yeah, okay, so now the purl stitch here lines up. The whole thing is shifted over by one stitch. It, I guess, was sort of like to combat that twist thing. And then also to line it up with this so that this ridge of purl stitches is lined up. Anyway, okay, so that's my my setup row. Now I'm going to, again, just knit across the back of the hand. God, I'm such a tight knitter. I was starting to get carpal tunnel syndrome, I think, when I was knitting all the time. I've tried to train myself to hold less tension in my hands, but I can't do it. I guess it's kind of that perfectionist in me again. Just wants all the stitches to be really tidy. So I hold a lot of tension in my hands. And as a result, my stitches are tidy, but they're very, very tight, and often I have to go up a needle size, like if I'm making socks or something, because otherwise they'll just be too small. Okay, so the first row of the pattern, now this is where stuff gets fun, and now the sun's gone down a bit, so you're really not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm going to go to where the pattern is going to be, and I'm going to do what's called a right twist. And what that is you knit the second stitch on your needle first. So you skip the first stitch, knit the second stitch, leave it on the needle, and then you knit your first stitch, and you slide both stitches off, and what that's going to do is create, it crosses over. Do that 3 times. So second stitch, first stitch, second stitch, first stitch. Okay, so that's going to create 3 little crossed over stitches. Then I'm going to knit 2 stitches together, which slants both stitches that way. Then I'm going to do what's called a yarn over, and all that means is that you bring your yarn to the front of the needle before you knit your next stitch, and that creates a little bit of a hole. When you go to knit that the next time, that'll be a bit of a hole right there, which is how you get like an eyelet effect. Like this. So these are the, I'm knitting it from the bottom, so these are the crossed over stitches, then the hole, and then you just each time you do you kind of move the pattern over one stitch, so that you end up with this kind of slanting effect. But yeah, that's the yarn over hole right there. Okay, where was I? And then yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's our first row of pattern. across the front except for those two purl stitches on each side of the pattern panel. So, I just watched Lilium Cantidem's latest guided visualization video. I know it kind of defeats the purpose. I was knitting while I was watching it, so I didn't really use it to fall asleep or anything, but it was amazing, I have to say. Lilium, the sweetness in your face when you do those videos is very heartwarming. It's a great thing that you do to put that kind of kindness out to people. And I also just started to listen to the Whispering Voices self-confidence video, but I think that one I'm going to need to listen to a bit more carefully. Honey, just chill. Sorry. I get so frustrated. It's just being a dog, but anyway. Oh, she's so cute. I feel bad getting mad at her, but alright. Oh my god, 12 minutes already. That's crazy. I guess I'll just do a few rows here. Okay, so the next one, now we're back to a pattern row. Or are we? Hang on. Are we? Yep. Alright, so the next one we're going to, before we did the right twists first, this time we're going to knit one stitch first, and then do 2 right twists. So again, second stitch, first stitch, and take both off, second stitch, first stitch, and take both off. Then we're going to do together, do the yarn over, and this time we're going to do the other right twist right here. So second stitch, first stitch, and knit both off. And then just finish the row. Okay, so as you can see, by shifting over one stitch each time, it's going to start to slant. The whole thing's going to start to slant, which creates that kind of waterfall effect. I made so many of these last year, but not this size. It's kind of trips me up to try and modify a pattern to a bigger size. What I ended up doing is, on the smaller ones, I would do only 2 of the right twist stitches. Basically the whole pattern panel was 7 stitches wide, and on this one it's 9. And I also added a couple stitches on each side to make it wider. So hopefully it fits you. See, now here, every once in a while you get these little bits that are just extra fluff caught in there. It's okay. Alright. This one is not a pattern row, it's just a basically a knit row. There's that hole. See? That creates a gap that you want. It's an intentional hole in your knitting. That's how lace and eyelet patterns are made. whole pattern over one. So last time it was knit one and then two right twists. This time it's just going to be two right twists. So right twist, so knit your second stitch, leave it on there, first stitch, and slip both off. See, both of those stitches come off, and then another right twist, so second stitch, first stitch, and slide them both off. Knit two together, so you're just going to basically go into the front of each of these first two stitches, knit, and take them both off the needle, yarn over, honey, chill. Okay. Oh shit, there's a dog over there. Oh honey, no, come on.